What's up, guys? Welcome to the SHAVED, your favorite program of physics. Like every day, we're going to discuss important and relevant topics. Today, we're going to introduce the four interactions of the energy and explain them. Then, we're going to list the types of energy. And we're going to show you how energy can be in your usual world, so you can be capable to understand how our environment works. Welcome to the new segment called Learn While You Get a Bath. Well, let's get started. You don't need to be in a class to have a good advice. Did you know that the Earth has four interactions with energy? These four fundamental forces govern all the matter in the universe. An important fact is that the force is defined as a push or pull that changes an object's state of motion or causes the object to deform. The first interaction is a strong nuclear force. As its name implies, it is the strongest of the four. It also has the shortest range. That means that particles must be extremely close before its effects are felt. The second interaction is the weak nuclear force that Earth applies over the objects to maintaining them in the center of a wonderful planet. And the last, but not the least, is electromagnetic interaction. It affects electrically charged bodies, and it is the force involved in the physical and chemical transformations of atoms and molecules. To know more about energy, give a round of applause to our special guest that will be revealing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. His name is Thomas Alva Edison. Good morning, Mr. Edison. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks for the invitation.
It's a pleasure having you. Can you tell us about your history?
Sure. I was born on February 11 in 1847 in the beautiful Milan. 7 years later, this city was marginalized because of the rain. As a consequence, my family and I had to emigrate to a prosperous place to live called Port Huron, Michigan, where for the first time I attended school. At the age of 10, I started to get interested in physics, so I made my first laboratory in my house basement. At the time, I bought endless scientific magazines, books, and gadgets. Convinced that my professional goal was invention, I decided to leave my job, and I became an independent inventor, registering my first patent in 1868. That was an electric meter, but unfortunately did not have the success planned.
Sorry for the interruption, but I'm interested to know about what do you think that is your greatest achievement throughout your career?
Oh yes, well, in 1981 I created my own company called the Swan Electric Light Company, where I commercialized the light bulb, which I think is my greatest achievement because of the necessities that the people had.
Which energy were you most focused to develop?
Well, all my inventions were about electrical energy.
And to end this interview, can you tell us your last invention?
Of course, it was the kinetograph, whose patent was registered in 1891 and was a movie camera that had a mechanism to ensure intermittent motion of the film.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Edison. It was a pleasure having you today in my podcast.
The pleasure is mine.
Thanks again. For this segment, we will do a countdown for the different types of energy with our second special guest, Benjamin Franklin. Hello, Benjamin. How are you?
Hello, everyone. I feel great. Thank you for asking. Before I get started the countdown, I would like to make a joke.
Oh, that sounds exciting. We'll want to hear you.
Okay, a raccoon says, I didn't used to believe in solar energy, but I'm warming up the idea. Ha ha ha.
Thanks for that.
Well, if you want another, I have a bunch of them.
I don't think it's necessary. Let's start with the countdown.
Okay, let's do it. In number 11, we have kinetic energy, or the energy of motion, that we can find in all moving things. Even ours are an example of kinetic energy, because we move all the time.
Number 10, elastic energy. That is energy stored in stretched or compressed elastic materials, like the elastic bands girls use to make up a hairstyle because they can make them bigger and compressed.
Let's go with number 9. That is occupied by gravitational energy. Do you ever wonder why don't we float? Well, this energy is stored in the height of the object so we can maintain us in Earth.
Potential energy has the eighth place. It's whenever an object which has mass has a position within a force field. A rock sitting at the edge of a cliff has a potential energy because the rock has mass and position.
Mechanical energy is occupied the seventh place. This energy acquired by the objects upon which work is done. Imagine a drum. This object is making a mechanical energy because of the force the guy used to draw the bow.
Carbon electrical in the number 6. This energy is when we succeed in causing these electrons to move from one atom to the other. In a car battery, the chemical reaction creates an electron which has the energy to move in an electric current.
From now on, we are ranking the top 5 types of energy. Nuclear energy is located in number 5. This is the strongest of all, but has the shortest range. An example of this is the nuclear power station of Chernobyl.
Oh, that's it!
And number 4 is the thermal energy that refers to the energy contained within a system that is responsible for its temperature. An example can be water heaters that its temperature increases with the fire.
Hydraulic energy is the top 3 of our list of types of energy. This energy is what is produced by water, which is stored in reservoirs and lakes at high altitude.
In number 2, we have aeolic energy or wind energy, and it's made for the air that we breathe. An example of this energy is windmill.
Mario!
Now, the most important type of energy is the solar. It's the cleanest and most abundant renewable energy source available. An example of this is the solar panel that heats up the water with the sun energy.
Crab, 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 it's on deck. There's a crab in there. Standing at the concession. Aquatic is oppression. There's a crab.
It was a pleasure to make this countdown with Benjamin. Now let's go with the questions. What's your most relevant contribution to energy?
Well, I attached to a kit a metal skeleton with a silk thread. At its end was a metal key. Making it fly on a stormy day confirmed that the key was charged with electricity, thus demonstrating that the clouds are charged with electricity, and the beams are electric shocks. Thanks to these experiments, create my most famous invention, the lightning rod.
That's great. How do you review the experiment of Thomas Alva Edison?
Well, he did a good job because that contribution not only helped society to develop technologically, but also helped the people. The impact of the light bulb was so much that it went around the world and currently it continues developing.
Thanks for giving us some of your great time. I hope you can come back someday.
I can end up with a joke if you want to.
It will be in another occasion, thanks. Unfortunately, the podcast needs to have an end. But recapitulating, you'll learn the four fundamental interactions of the energy. Also, you'll learn the different types of energy and some examples of their everyday use. The information we used was recovered by Indesa, Kidzone, La Enciclopedia Biográfica, Soft Schools, and School Today. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy and learned from it. Come back next week.